Right, folks, welcome to our Cheltenham previews. If you don't know how we're going to work them, if you watch back on our Dundalk previews, or if you do watch our Dundalk previews regularly, you'll know exactly how we're going to work this. Me, Dean, and Alan are going to give our selections, really, and hopefully knock a few winners and maybe a few nice each-way prices out. Dean, anything to add?
No, definitely not. I think it's just hopefully people enjoy the week and make a few points. That's the important things, and all steam ahead then, full steam ahead then for Dundalk on Friday night, hopefully.
Yep. If we do half as good as we do at Dundalk, we'd be doing all right.
You're right.
And just on that note, for those of you who have been watching the videos, will know that Hollywood Bets are running the Punters Challenge for Dundalk, and they are now running it for Cheltenham too. So each day of the Cheltenham Festival, they have a prize pool of €250 available. So yeah, it's a free competition. If you don't want to deposit money into a betting account, all money then would go to charity. But if you do have a betting account, then the money's yours if you win, really.
Bet €10 on the day up until the last race, I think it is, to avail of or to be in with a chance of winning the cash prize. Like anybody that follows our previews at Dundalk and maybe follows along with the Hollywood Bets challenge or Punters Challenge at Dundalk, it's really fun. Covers the day. It's about a crack. You get to see who's all entered and who's picked what and what points, and it's a good way for testing yourself out against a pile of other people who love Dundalk or now Cheltenham.
Yeah, like that's like if you don't fancy having a bet yourself, like it's a fun way of getting involved, really.
Yeah, and it lasts the whole day as well, which is the exciting thing.
Exactly.
And they work it by. Are they working it around the same as the Dundalk? How many's entered in the race? You get points for, so say if you won a 5-horse race, you get 5 points for that race, and then if your selection one's at 4-1, you get another 4 points on top of that. Is that correct?
There will be a tutorial video on our Twitter page and our Facebook pages tomorrow.
Yeah, so do be sure to check them out. And I think if you go onto the hollywoodbets.ie for anybody listening or watching it from the Republic of Ireland, they will have a tutorial on their website as well for it. It'll be near enough at the top. I think I seen the day when I was on the website.
Yeah, and the links all that will be in the description below. Now anyway, Dean, into the Cheltenham stuff. We'll have Alan on. Right, folks, we are back, and what a profitable day 2 was. Dean, well done on all your picks.
Thanks very much, Ryan. Great to see you.
7 winners, Dean. It's incredible.
Oh, it's just fantastic. What can I say?
Yeah, boys, we'll move into day 3. We'll start with the Marsh. Do we need to talk too much about this?
Before we get on the Marsh, lads, I know this is recorded on the Tuesday, but let's take a minute and really appreciate what we just seen today on the Tuesday. Like that honeysuckle race was just absolutely out of this world, and even what appreciated done, they won them races by them distances is something else. But honeysuckle 11 unbeaten, that's not something we see in a lifetime, lads.
Yeah, I'll be the first to say it, lads. You were 100% right. I'll hold my hand up. Epitaph, not what I thought. Honeysuckle was electric. The first 3, appreciated Shishkin and Honeysuckle. Look, they'll be very short to either retain their crowns next year or go up in grade, but they look very, very good.
Yeah, 100%. Honeysuckle was just marvelous, wasn't she? I have to hold my hands up and say appreciate it, absolutely. My late festival didn't go too well. We're not doing any more races. Yeah, no, it was just top quality of the 3 of them.
Yeah.
I'd say the bookies took an absolute bashing off the 3 of them.
I would say Roxana, or I'd say, Concertista, getting beaten might have saved them a huge bet. But that opening treble would have stung them. The Honeysuckle, Allman or Shishkin, and Appreciate It would have stung them for a lot of money. Even still, on the morning today, or right up until the off, it would have stung them for loads of money.
Definitely, even the gamble on Honeysuckle as well. Definitely stung them.
Yeah.
No, we'll move into the day 3 then, and like I said, Envoy Allen. Do we need to talk much more? He looks an absolute monster. He's just so alert to everything he does. He's full perfect, really, isn't he? He's another unbeaten horse, and he's unbeaten for a reason again. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I totally agree, Ryan. Look, Envoy will probably win. Just one of the bigger price if somebody wants to play very small each way. Just keep an eye on Asterion for lunge. I followed him. He won the Chanel Farm at Leopardstown last year. I don't know why they rode him out very wide the last day. Look, he was trying to stay with them. He couldn't really. I don't know what way the ground will dry out, if it dries out at all. Well, we're running on good to soft in places today, which is Tuesday. If it dries out, does he have a chance? He's around 25s. I'd probably, just for an interest in it, maybe a small each way.
Yeah, Ryan, I think you're spot on. I don't think we'll see Envoy Allen losing his unbeaten record here either. I just think this is straightforward. You can still get 8-13 there, as of tonight on Bet365, which is an absolute ridiculous price. But I can't not give a mention to a horse, Ryan, you're very fond of, Darver Star. If you're taking maybe a betting without Envoy, and you're still getting a couple of places each way, 33 to 1 shot. If he springs back to a bit of form, he was unlucky in the Champion Hurdle last year on third. Might sneak into a place, because you're looking at the rest of them. Asterion Furlonge could fall at any stage. Blackbow hasn't been overly impressive. Yep. Fusey Raffles could be another one. Chatham Street Lad, I'm surprised they were going here instead of a handicap. Yep. There's value to be had there.
Yeah, like I said, I'm fond of the 3 horses there I mentioned, Envoy Allen, Asterion Furlonge, and Dower Star, but I just can't see past Envoy Allen.
No,
I just think Asterion Furlonge is too prone to a mistake. Dower Star hasn't been firing on all cylinders this year. Johnny Moore told us that, he's back to proper form, but is he able to beat Envoy Allen? I don't think so. We'll move on to pair temps, and I am going for Imperial Alcazar here. Fergal O'Brien, Paddy Brennan. Won well at work in a qualifier for this last time out, and again, though, Imperial Alcazar is a very tough horse, and won that by 2-3 lengths. I just think Imperial Alcazar at 9-2 is fairly good, like.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. Nothing more to say or nothing less to say on it. Talking to Fergal, if anybody wants to find out what Fergal had to say about him, do check out the video. It'll be in the boxes somewhere along the line there. Fergal was pretty sweet in him, his chances. I would love nothing more to see this go on for Fergal to get him his first Cheltenham winner. Be good for all the team. They had a nice horse run 66 to 1 third there today and on the Tuesday. So, nothing more to say on that. I think Imperial Alcazar all the way.
Yeah, I'm going to go slightly bigger price. Just in the lane of form through Champagne Platinum. The one that I'm going to put up is Everglow, trained by Philip Hobbs. This horse was 7 in the Lanzarote Hurdle back in January at Kempton. Now, if everyone was watching the Haydock race last time, it was massive eye catcher. You're watching Champagne Platinum all the time. But right in behind was Everglow. Now, Everglow looks a lightly raced improver. He's 3 times the price of Champagne Platinum, so I'd say he's in around 25s. Each way, but I do agree with you, lads. Fergal and Paddy Brennan should go close with Imperial Alcazar as well.
Yeah.
We will move on to the Ryanair then. So I am going for last year's winner in this Min. Paul Townend, Willie Mullins. Was entered into the championship, but I'm actually very glad to see Min go to the Ryanair. I think he'll do it again. He got pulled up early last time out after jumping the fence fairly awkwardly. And yeah, he did win the John Durkin earlier in the year as well. I think Min at 5-1 is fairly good value.
I'm going to follow a horse I been following for quite a number of years now since it ever stepped foot on Irish soil, and JP bought it over, was Fakir Duderies, 8-1 there. I was watching the road to Cheltenham with Ruby Walsh, Lydia Hislop, and Nick Luck was on it the other day, and they were on about Ryanair and that, and Ruby was saying that he would like to be on a horse that's stepping up in trip rather than coming back in trip, and I think Fakir Duderies there, he was unlucky second last year. He ran well enough in the Supreme for a 4-year-old, so I just think 8-1, good enough price for me. Happy to take a small each way.
Yeah, well, we're going to be probably in the top half of the market because I'm going to go with Willie Mullins trained Allaho, ridden by Rachel Blackmore. It was very impressive in Thurles beating Ellie May. Now, give Ellie May £2 on that occasion. Still won very nicely. Was fourth in the Savills at Christmas behind the Plutarch. That was a very, very good run. I think this trip is probably perfect for Allaho. I wouldn't like to see him going any further, and I don't think I think 2 miles too short. Look, I think this is probably his Gold Cup, and he takes all the beating here.
Yeah. So we've covered pretty much 3 of the top horses in that. We'll go to the Stairs, where I definitely don't have one of the top horses. I'm going for Little Rockefeller each way. Little Rockefeller is just so consistent. Rarely is out of the placings, and absolutely ran a brilliant race behind on the blindside finished neck behind it at Market Racing. I think 50-1 is massively overpriced here for Little Rockefeller. I go each way on that. Another one that kind of caught my eye was the Storyteller. Was second to Camboy in the Irish Gold Cup, and I just think it's interesting that he's gone here to the Stairs hurdle, and 11-1 he could be another each way shot.
Yeah, just when you're on about ones that's a strange entry in the Stairs, Vindication would be another. We have seen him over chasing. For me, this is all about Flooring Porter, really, to be honest. I fancied him anyway. Now that Time Hall's come out, I just think that if Paisley Park is there to be shot at, if he doesn't run up to standard like he did in last year, I think the one that'll make the run and keep on going is Flooring Porter. So I'd be happy enough each way there. I've been back from, I think, about last week. They're about 14-1 each way, so I'm happy enough where I'm sitting there at the minute.
Yeah, well, Ryan, you actually mentioned my selection in the Storyteller. I put this up in the anti-post. He's great course form. He was second to Kenboy, as you said, in the Irish Gold Cup, and second to Flooring Porter, actually, the time before that. Now, the one thing for me, actually, just watching Vanessa Ryle, Barry Garrett, and Tony Keenan, the massive talk on that occasion was that the Staying Chasers, that division, is better than the Staying Hurdlers. Now, I would kind of agree with that. The Storyteller, look, he ran well in the Champion Chasing down Royal earlier in the season. He's been keeping good company in Staying Chases. It's interesting he's coming back here to go Staying Hurdling. Keith Donoghue keeps the ride. He's a massive each way price at 11-12-1.
Yep. I think we've got 3 solid each way shots there. Moving on to Paddy Power Play, I am just going to let you 2 battle away because I agree with you, and you know a lot more about this horse than I would.
Yeah, well, 2 horses that I actually hoped that would stay apart. The Shunter and the Wave of a Sea. I thought a Wave of a Sea was very impressive in Leopardstown last time out. And I'm surprised to see the Shunter back in a handicap chase. But as Alan will touch on, a great jockey booking, and going for that £100,000 bonus. What's not to like? Emmett Mullins places his horses really, really well. This horse has to have a big chance.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, look, his chase mark's going to be 40. It's £14 lower than his hurdles mark if you're including Jordan Gainford claiming 7. Now, Dean, as you said there, Emmett Mullins very shrewd of where he places horses. But just looking at that run at Leopardstown, the Shunter gave away with a seed £9 at Leopardstown. Now he's getting £9. So you have an £18 pull for about 3.5 lengths. Look, a plus Jordan Gainford £7. I just think the ground should be lovely. He's a very, very interesting runner here. I was looking at something like the Coral Cup for him. He was impressive in the Mo Battle, but they're going here. We seen it earlier on today. We were talking. He's 11-2 into 9-2 into 4-1. He's gone back out a wee bit. Wouldn't surprise me if he just came in around 7-2, 3-1.
Yeah, I was looking just before we came on, and he was 7-2 for me. Like I said, he won the Moore Battle very comfortably, and look, I'd probably agree with you. It's completely honest. There's nothing else in that race that really caught my eye. Dean, you mentioned the Waver C has a good chance, but I think the Shunter should be winning this.
Yeah.
We'll move on to the Mayor's Novice Hurdle then. There's two actually in this that I like. Sky Ace, obviously for Shao Kahn and Bargain Buy, has just proven all the doubters wrong every single time she goes. Look, she's won a grade 3, she's won a listed race. She goes in any ground really. I think she will be tough to beat at 12-1. But one that caught my eye and is actually in my tracker is Alavina. Looked an absolute rocket at Taunton in a qualifier for this. And I think Alavina has a huge chance going off 2 wins down the banks. Aidan Coleman's going to ride for Ollie Murphy.
Yeah, Ryan, I've been in the same boat as you and Sky. There's nothing more I would love to see because she just proves the doubters wrong. Such a cheap buy for the lads. I would personally like to see Jody McGarvey getting the winner here as well. I know Jody. And I would love it for him. I would just love for him to get that big one. The other one that was catching my eye was Glenzovantrum. She's the unexposed type on here, and she's getting weight off most of the rest of them, as is Hookup and Royal Kahala. She has chased home a couple of nice ones, and I just think she could be unexposed and potentially very, very good here.
Just you probably mentioned there a couple of them, Sky Ace and Glenzovantrum. Both of them actually appeared in the bankers video that we did. So just for somebody looking to keep an eye on that. The one that I'm actually going to put up is Rosie's Hollow, trained by Jonathan Sweeney. It's going to be ridden by Mark Walsh. I was really impressed with her now last time. She beat Royal Kahala and Galwaz. There was a bit of a weight pull there. She looks to be improving. I actually thought she'd be much shorter than 11-2. I'm happy to play each way if she improves. As we've seen with Honeysuckle today, she improved massively to go on and win a champion hurdle. I'm not saying Rosie's Hollow's in the same league, but a mare that's improving can improve again. So I'll be happy to play at 11-2.
Yep. We'll move on to Kimura then, boys. I looked and I looked and I looked, and there's one horse that just keeps standing out, and that is Mount Ida. Jack Kennedy's going to ride. I just can't look past her. Her chase debut, she was third behind Yukon Lil and Scarlet Dove. Yukon Lil has ran some nice chase races since that. Then Mount Ida went on and won at Cork, beating Scarlet and Dove this time round, who since ran 4 times, won 3 races and fell in another. And then Mount Ida's most recent run, she finished a clear second to Coolreevy, who is second fave for the Mayor's Chase. I think 9-1 is ridiculous value.
Yeah, I'm going to look a wee bit further down the market. I'm going to follow my gut in this one. Being on Tuesday there, I followed Venetia Williams, whose stable's in great form at the minute. Capage 25-1 each way. Managed to run on and get on to 4th. So picked up a few pound there in the place money. Didero Vallis, and they're at about 20-1. This one's actually near the bottom of the weights in this race, so it'd be nice to see them getting off the market ahead of Royal Pagal for the big one then.
Yeah, well, I'm going further down the market. Just keeping an eye on John McConnell's social media in the last couple of days. He gave a mention to Go Another One, who looks favourably treated now back over fences. Was third to the Bosses Oscar over hurdles in October. Looks to have been lined up a bit for this. Was 4th in the Mayo National Ballinrobe. Fell in this race last year, but I've seen 33s available. Again, if you're looking for places, make sure you try and get 4 places in this race. But 33s looks big for a horse that has run over the course before.
Yep. And boys, before we go, not next best each way.
This is a good question for today. Let me see. My each way, I will go for. Good
There's
question.
a lot of good each ways, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. This is probably the hardest of the days to pick. The Dero Vallis there at 20 to 1. Each way, you might get 4 or 5 places. Next best, I'll go for Florin Porter and Nap. Something about a value in it. Skies.
Yeah, well, I'll nap the shunter. I think it'll be a lot shorter on the day. The each way one for me is probably going to be Rosie's Hollow. Now it's not a great price each way, but I think it should be hard to keep out of the 3. And my next best will be Allaho in the rain now.
Yeah, I'm gonna nab my guide in Kimura. Each way I would probably go Sky Ace in the Mayor's Novice. And next best I will go Imperial Alxar in the Perth Amps.
Perfect.
Lovely.
Best of luck.